Hey guys, I'm here to tell you today about the book that I read. It's called David Livingstone, Africa's Trailblazer. And the authors are Janet and Jeff Bridge, and you can find it in Amazon online. I got it on Audible, and I saw that you could find it at Barnes & Noble and Mardell. So David's early life, it was very hard. He grew up in a town called Blantyre, Scotland. He lived in a one-bedroom apartment with four siblings, and he had to help pay for food and rent. By the time he was 12, he worked in a cotton mill for 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. After his shift was over, he went to a class for 2 hours, and he stayed up 2 hours studying for that class. So he only got about 6 hours of sleep a night, and that's not very good for a little kid. And by the time he was 9 years old, he had memorized Psalm 119, and his family was very Christian, and a lot of Christian stuff was plugged into him at a very young age. So, yeah. David's father always taught him to separate Christianity and science, but David one day went to talk to his pastor about that, and his pastor really didn't like that idea. So his pastor loaned him a book of a scientific Christian book, and after he read that book, he convinced Christianity and science were connected, and if you put those together, you could draw a lot more closer to God. By the time he was 18, I think, he went to go train for foreign missionary, and he went to go get his medical education stuff. At the beginning of the book, it was a very good book. At the beginning of the book, David was attacked by a lion and survived. But his friend that was there with him saw him being attacked by the lion, and he threw the lion off of him. And the lion attacked that guy, and unfortunately, that guy died. So that was kind of like, oh, wow. And then the guy dies, so it was kind of sad. Once David got to Africa, he realized that he was different from other missionaries, and he didn't want to stay in one place and just serve there. He wanted to go out into the West and and tell men about the gospel. And he wanted to go to the smoke of 1,000 villages. On his way there, it was not very easy. He saw many villages with diseases, and the terrain to get there, it was very rough, rugged, and whenever he was there, he didn't see his wife and children whenever he was there. So his children grew up without a father. And at one point, I forgot how old David was, but his wife died, and his children grew up without a father. It was very sad. After his wife died, the children moved in with their grandparents. So all in all, David he went to Africa to serve and minister people to Christ in a very loving way.